folks, welcome to another Get to Know Your Artist episode of the WOAFM99 Radio Show and Podcast, which is on Sunday night and Monday night if you're a podcast listener. So today is, as we usually do, if you don't know yet what the Get to Know Your Artist series is, this is a very special sort of video episode that I put out just before the radio show comes out, okay? So on today's show, I'll talk about some of the artists that have made it into our certified indie songs of the week playlist on our radio show. So this is episode 10 of season 29 that comes out on Sunday night. And we also have a special guest joining me live in the studio, and it's none other than Shar, all the way from Canada, from Ontario, Canada. So she's going to be talking about her music, about her love of reggae, and of course all the other genres that she covers. And what we're going to do today is, after I introduce the artists that are going to be on the show for Sunday night, we're going to give you a small clipping, a video clipping of the interview, just very short, just maybe few of the highlights of the interview, let's say that. But the main interview is audio. It's long form audio, which will be on the radio show on Sunday night, Monday night. Okay, so here we go. So the artists that have made it onto our certified indie songs of the week for Sunday night. Now we've got a few WOA artists who hit the charts recently, like last week and the week before. So we're going to talk about them a little bit, and also some of the new all WOA acts who have released new music, who have sent it in to us, that I'm going to showcase on Sunday night, and also some brand new acts that submitted their music via priority submissions and standard submissions via WOAFM99.com, and also a few artists from Music Submit and Groover that submitted via our free submission program that we have on those websites. Now, just to let you know, if you do submit via the free submission program, it takes us a while to get to your song. So we will get to your song unless your song is not on that list anymore because of whatever the website's policy is on keeping songs. But we only get to them when we get to them. So if there are 1,000 songs and you hear number 999, it'll take us a while to get to your song. And you might not get on season 29 or 30. You might get on season 33 or 34 or 35, But if you do want to get on our show quicker, and for example, if you've got a song releasing soon, or there's a tour happening and you want that music to reach a certain fan base, and our fan base, our listenership, is one of the best independent music fan base, okay? So if you want to do that, go in via our priority submissions is what I recommend. It's a small fee to submit your music, but you'll get to know in 24 hours if your song has made it into our show, and then we try and get your song. You bypass the line that's there, and you get on the show much quicker, like in 2 or 3 episodes time. Okay, so we've got Boomer Baby Sounds. He's a WOA artist. John Finnemore is the guy behind Boomer Baby Sounds. Now he's very firmly within classic rock, blues rock, that kind of stuff. And his new single, I'll tell you about the song on Sunday night, of course, when you're listening to the show. Today it's all about the artist. I'm just going to give you a quick rundown on who's coming up, okay? So Boomer Baby Sounds with his brand new single, and really good guitar playing on this one, which is why I said we got to put it on the show. I couldn't resist the song. We also got a new artist called Chris Dodson from Nashville, Tennessee. Now this is a very the song that we chose for the Certified Indie Songs of the Week is a very honky-tonk, country rock sort of sound. I just love this music, and it's a great band. I mean, very, very tight band. I just had to select this song. They've been on the list for a while now, and then we finally decided, okay, it's time for them to be on, because it's through a free submission, but we finally got to them. So I'm really happy to have these guys on the show today. Let me know what you think about Chris Dodson and his band. Speaking of Nashville, Tennessee, I've also got a WOA artist who's selected for our Breakthrough Artist album, Independent Number One's Breakthrough Artist album that we have every 2 years. It's the WOA Entertainment Group's flagship compilation album. It releases every 2 years, sometimes even 2.5 years, and it's supported in a big way at the Grammys. We enter it for nominations, and we do an FYC campaign, a lot of push on the charts, things like that, So, but it's invitation only, and Scott McPherson been with us for a long time now. He's a sound engineer in Nashville, Tennessee, works for a big studio there, but he's also a singer-songwriter, producer, and we usually get exclusive first listens to his music, and I'm very, very proud to be able to give you a sort of an exclusive on Scott McPherson's one of his songs. Okay, so I'll tell you more about the song on Sunday night. So be sure to tune in to check out the song that's coming up. Also, Shar, who is our in conversation artist for Sunday night, so you're going to be watching her as soon as this is done. It'll follow through with a few highlights from the interview, just a few video clippings of the interview, just to sort of pull you into for our Sunday night show. You know, it was exciting. We had a lot of fun on the interview. We're going to be featuring one of her new singles that we haven't played on this show before. I don't think you've heard it. It's something about leaning on my shoulder. Okay, I'll tell you more about it on Sunday night, so be sure to tune in. It's an exclusive to WOAFM99, another exclusive. So, you know, it makes sense to follow the WOAFM99 podcast if you're a big supporter of independent music. You get to listen to new songs that are not anywhere else, and it sort of gets premiered on our show first. You know, most artists, they love us so much that they'll give us the song first and go, you premiere it to your fans, and then we'll put it out onto other playlists and stuff like that. I'm very proud to be able to do that for our listeners. Okay? Wherever you listen to your podcast, you know, wherever you listen to WFM99 Radio Show and Podcast, follow it and like it and put a comment for the songs that you like or the artists that you like, because the more comments and likes that we get for a particular artist or a song, they get into our nomination list for the WOA Music Awards. So the first major WOA Music Awards will be happening end of this year. So if there's an artist you like and you support, or a song you really, really like, please show your support to that artist and that song, because it'll really help the artist get onto the nominations and possibly even win the award, you know, in whatever category that we decide to put them in. Then I want to give a big shout out to Do, a WOA artist who's selected for independent number ones. But if you missed it, we had a radio interview with Do last week. What I also did was I put the entire interview on my video on my channel as a video interview, which we're not going to do anymore. That was just a one-off that I just did, just to see how it works out, you know. And it was okay, but I prefer putting out only the highlights on my YouTube channel, which is what we're going to do with Shar. But anyway, after that interview came out and we supported Do in a massive way, I'm very, very excited to announce that Do hit number 2 on the official alternative charts on iTunes in Portugal, in Western Europe. At number 2, with Coldplay was number 1 and Do came in at number 2, which is freaking massive for an independent artist, you know. And we're going to play that song today over and over. Now, the song that you can hear on Apple and iTunes is a surround sound exclusive sort of mix that only Apple Music listeners can listen to. So or download it on iTunes and listen to that, you know. So it makes sense to subscribe to Apple Music rather than Spotify, or even YouTube Music is fantastic. It's my favorite because you get to watch videos and stuff. But Apple Music is where you can hear the version of Do's song over and over that hit the charts, coming in at number 2. Fantastic stuff. Congrats to Do. We're going to play that song today, okay? Over and over. No, not today, on Sunday, sorry. So, and by the way, if you missed that interview that I had with Do, check out the last episode, episode 9. And Do was part of that episode, and the whole interview, the audio interview, is on the WOAFM99 In Conversation episode, okay? Episode 9 of season 29. I'm also going to be putting on PM, my friend PM, with the song That's What It Is, because PM is going to be the next artist for our In Conversation episode for next Sunday. And not this Sunday, Shar, but next Sunday will be PM. He's my dear friend who's a fantastic rapper from Maryland. You can hear him on my song New York, which is one of my most commercially successful music videos and singles, and PM has done the rap on it, so you can check his talent out on that song. His song is going to be on the show this Sunday, and he's going to be the next artist for our In Conversation episode, so be sure to tune in for that one. We also have Solo El Malo. Now, what happened was last week on my show, on the video show, I talked about Solo El Malo, and I compared him to Ricky Martin and Enrique Iglesias and all of that, you know, like this Latin rock star. And the funny thing is, we forgot, well, it's a big mistake on my part, we forgot to put the actual song, on the Sunday night radio show and podcast on Monday. So this weekend we're going to be featuring him. I'll be putting him as the first song, just because we missed out on adding his song. Okay, so Solo El Malo will be on the show, and we're going to kick off the show with his single. It's that Latin sort of pop rock feel, but in English, with great guitar work on it. So, we also have Gerard Rice with Starving. Now, Starving had a bit of a big push in Canada recently. He didn't hit the charts there, I believe, but there was a big sort of boost happening because we pushed it a lot in North America, and Canada sort of picked up Starving and Petty Love, I think it was, by Gerard. So I'm going to be playing Starving again on Sunday night because it's his latest single from the EP that's coming out by Gerard Rice, a WOA artist. He's very much loved by the WOA team. He was on our summer tour recently and stuff like that. So check out Starving, beautiful song by Gerard Rice. He's got a very unique style of R&B, hip-hop, rap. And as soon as the song begins, once he starts singing, you just know it's a Gerard Rice single. It's a very unique sound, and I love it. I'll be getting Gerard Rice for an interview very soon, just before his album releases, his EP, his new EP. So the song we're going to play, Starving, is from that EP, which is coming out very soon. We also have a new artist called Unleashed Ray, and the song is called The Last Parade. Now, the reason I'm putting these guys on is because the guitar work on it was straight out of the 80s, okay? Like a proper, Bon Jovi, Van Halen, that kind of massive guitar sound. And I haven't heard that in a while, and I was like, wow, it's so good to hear that kind of guitar again. And I said, let's put it on, because most of the guitars now, they're getting to be very different, in music, in popular music. Guitar is coming in as very indie sounds. Even I'm playing a lot of that indie sound now. But the big hairband guitars have sort of disappeared. And it's good to hear it on The Last Parade by Unleashed Ray. So let me know what you guys think about this. It's sort of 80s rock, 90s rock, that kind of stuff. I quite enjoyed it. We also have an artist called Micall, Micall. I hope I pronounced that correctly. The song is called Greener. And we always choose one or two songs for our show, which is very top 40 sound, like the current crop of songs that you hear on commercial radio, on mainstream radio. It just to show you that independent artists are not just making specific genres like rock and alternative or blues or new age or whatever it may be. They're also making very modern sort of manufactured sounds, but they're not manufactured. They're independent artists who are showing fans that, hey, you can listen to indie music and it's as good in terms of production as the top 40 stuff that you're listening to. But the only difference being that indie music has heart and soul. The ones that you hear on your commercial radio have no heart, no soul. They've got 25 songwriters with no meaning to the song, So that's my take on it, So a good track, Greener by Micall. It's a pretty cool song. These are some of the artists that are going to be on the show for Sunday night. So I hope you tune in on Sunday night and follow us on our show, and do subscribe to our podcast wherever you get your podcast from. But the best place would be on my channel, youtube.com/Oliver Sean, because the podcast is released here first. I get that exclusive from WOA, okay? So you can get that podcast here, if in case you don't get this on a radio show close to you. So that's a good way to listen to the podcast before it goes anywhere else. And also, if you subscribe to my channel, you get to watch the Get to Know Your Artist series, which is this. You get to hear parts of our In Conversation episode, the video highlights of the radio show, of the radio interview, exclusive on my channel. And also, every Friday or Sunday, depending on my mood, you get my live unplugged show, which is called Raw and Real, which is sort of my originals and some covers that I decide to do, fans have requested. And it's an unedited sort of live stream that I do, and it premieres at 8 p.m. usually on a Sunday night or on a Friday night, okay? But you only get to know if you click that notification bell, so you can be part of the premiere and chat live with me during that show. And coming up now is the interview with Shar that I did. Well, this interview will be live on the radio show on Sunday night, okay, the long form interview. And right now you're going to see a few video highlights of that same interview. So stick around, it's coming up now. Oliver Sean signing out. Ciao, thanks for tuning in. right, folks, so today we've got a very special guest in the house, and it is one of my new favorite singers, because she's a Tracy Chapman fan. I'm a Tracy Chapman fan, and she covered Tracy Chapman recently on a really, really cool song, and you probably heard, all our WOAFM99 listeners have heard the song, Give Me One Reason, and it's none other than Shar. Shar, how you doing?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
So, do you approach your songwriting like,
Go ahead.
do you write the lyrics first and then decide on the melody, or does it all come together like all at the same time?
Sometimes it's the lyric that comes first, and sometimes the melody comes in my mind first, or just kind of, or sometimes it's both at the same time. There isn't any one way that it occurs. The strangest thing, because I was thinking about this earlier, is I think of music like when I'm out like grocery shopping. Or when I'm pushing the cart. And for some reason, I start thinking about music in my head and lyrics and stuff like that. Or
I think I like taking such long walks with my dog, alone in the forest. It's because it's my songwriting time. Me and my dog, like he's my inspiration, and I'm alone, and I'm just feeling love when I'm with my dog, basically. I just feel pure happiness, when I'm with him, no matter where I am.
Right. Well, I think being an independent artist, there's more freedom. I mean, like, there's pros and cons to it.
Of course.
Like, the big labels, they've got the money, okay? They got huge amounts of money that they can, use to push their artists forward.
True.
But on the other hand, the artists don't have as much freedom.
Correct.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And being an independent artist, I think... I like the freedom to do whatever I want to do.
Absolutely.
Choose who I want to work with and who I don't want to work with. You know what I mean?
And remember, when you talk about money, when you talk about money, every little penny that they have spent on you, including that coffee that you drank on that flight that you took to that recording studio, that flight, that recording studio, that manager that they sent, and they said you'd need him with you, his payments, and that one coffee, you have to pay each and every penny back with interest. Don't forget that. With interest.
You're absolutely right. There is a R&B group. I think it was it TLC or one of those R&B groups. It was a female group. And I remember they were doing an interview with them, and they said they did not make money at all. They did all these concerts. They made millions and millions and millions of dollars. But they themselves made about $50,000 each. By the time they had to pay for all the touring, all the equipment, all the manager, all the just everything. They didn't make anything.
And just in case you don't know, I'm a big reggae fan. I just love reggae. And
this is really good. UB40.
Oh, I love UB40.
Remember UB40?
I used to love them. I used to sing
UB40 is great.
I used to sing Kingston Town all the time with the band. Do you remember Kingston? So
I was also thinking about doing a Tracy Chapman album.
A Tracy Chapman cover album. You mean all Tracy Chapman songs? That's a good idea. That's a good,
I thought about that.
What's the word? Like stingy with your songs. Oh, I want only my best songs to come out. Yeah, your originals, of course, let them be the best songs. But put those covers out there. The ones you like covering, cover them and put them out.
I think all independent artists should try to put out a cover song.
Absolutely.
I don't remember. There was a couple songs you were singing, and I was like, he sounds just like Bret Michaels.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what? I did.
Plus, you wear the headband too.
Yeah, I always do that. Yeah, that's one thing I do. When I wear that, I go Bret Michaels. Same look, same look like Bret Michaels. What I wanted to ask you was, do you do recordings in your house, or do you always go out to a recording studio? How do you have a home studio like an independent artist, or what do you do?
I have my own little studio.
Nice.
And then this is how I do it. I record at home.
Yeah.
We do it over the internet.
Excellent.
That's what we do.
So you like sing a song, and then you'll just send the song to musicians and ask them to put the music to it. Is that what you do? Because
I hire the musicians.
Okay. As soon as the interview is done, I'm going to play a Shar exclusive, right, on WFM99. So what song do you want us to play? One of your best songs that you love.
Well, why don't we play something they haven't heard? When the world is on your shoulder.
Okay, so tell me what kind of song it is. I haven't heard it yet. So explain to me what the song is about and why you wrote it.
I wrote that song many years ago. I was in my early 20s. I was going through a really difficult time. And I don't know, I just wrote it and I sat on it for all this time. Like just a little bit of rock, a little bit of maybe blues, a little bit of country. It's kind of
nice.
Has all those elements in it.
Like Americana. Yeah. Let's call it Americana because it's got the best of all three American roots songs. Maybe call it Americana. Yeah.
And I think it's a really uplifting song for anyone that, that's going through a difficult time and maybe they're thinking of giving up on whatever it is, giving up on, their dreams or, maybe they don't see that they're not going to get out of that particular situation that they're in. Yeah. And it's just to give them some confidence and build up their self-esteem a little to say, hey, this is all temporary, it's not permanent, and there's gonna be better days ahead. Just trust in yourself, believe in yourself, and you'll get out of whatever situation you're in. That's a
great message in a song. I think that'll work really well. It was wonderful having you on the show. I really enjoyed our chat today. It was really cool. We really got along, didn't we?
Thank you for inviting me. I appreciate it. Yeah, we did. Yeah,
I loved it. I mean,
we got along very well.
Yeah, I guess when I meet musicians like you, I can always see the future. Like, we can, so many wonderful things can happen because of that connection as musicians. I think.
And it's really, and you know what? Like, it makes things easier when.
And you connect.
You work well with other people.
Exactly.
And it always work out that way. Like I've worked with people that were just excellent musicians. Yeah. But for some reason we just didn't
connect. Yeah.
Click. Exactly. So it's really important. Yeah, we just didn't connect. Yeah. But if you find people that you work well with, it makes everything so much easier.
On that note, we're going to play your brand new single, not brand new single, but your originals, which we haven't heard before. When the world is on your shoulder.
When the world is on your shoulder.
Oh, I got it right. Perfect. Yes. Perfect. Excellent, Shar. Thanks for being on the show.
Thank you for inviting me. Appreciate it.
Here is Shar's brand new single. Tell me what you think about it.